Hi, students. I just wanted to make a little video to tell you a little bit about what it means when I say you need to explain the context of a quotation when you um, uh, use a quotation in your essay. For some of you, you used really good quotations, but you didn't set them up clearly enough, which can be really disorienting and confusing for the reader. So this video is to kind of explain to you what I mean when I say there's not enough context for this quotation. So this is an example from your essay twos. This student wrote a really strong paper, but in this spot, she didn't have enough context for the quotation she used. So I'm going to read this to you. In the play Sweat, Oscar is labeled as a scab, which is unfair because he struggles to be recognized and suffers from discrimination from other characters. Oscar is Colombian and born in America. He's a busboy at the bar in Reading. Oscar works extremely hard, and due to that, he feels that he has the opportunity to obtain a better job. In the play, Oscar tells Stan, "They're offering me $3 more per hour than I make here. $3. What they're offering is better than anything I've touched since I got out of high school." Great quote to use to prove the writer's overall point. But the way, when we go into the quote, we don't really know who is the they who's offering him $3 more an hour. What are they offering money for? What is he talking about? So when that happens, the writer is the reader is thrown out of the paper and is just like, what, not understanding what's going on. And of course, you never want that to happen. You want the experience to be really smooth and clear for your reader. The good news is this kind of mistake is not that hard to fix. Just a little bit more, a few more words before the quotation can make a huge difference. And I'll show you what I mean. This writer can just add a sentence or two to explain the context. Oscar is Colombian and born in America. He's a busboy at the bar in Reading. Oscar works extremely hard, and due to that, he feels that he has the opportunity to obtain a better job. So this text in bold is just what I added to explain the context before the quote a little better. When the other characters in the play go on strike from Olmsted's, Oscar finally gets offered a job there. I have an extra word in there, a job there, an opportunity he's never had before. When Stan tells Oscar he shouldn't take the job since it would betray the workers on strike, Oscar tells Stan, "They're offering me $3 more per hour." So now you see, we know who the they is now. We know he's talking about the factory. We know they're offering him a job he's always wanted. So suddenly that integration of the quotation is a lot more smooth. So you guys have been doing really great with quotations. You're leading in with signal phrases. You're making quotation sandwiches. But context is really important. The other thing is some of you sometimes put the context after the quotation. And really that doesn't work as well because again, the reader gets to the quotation and doesn't know what's going on. So you want to put that that context before the quotation so the reader can follow what you're saying. In essay 3, I was saying explaining the context of the quotation might look like this. You might have something like, I'm talking about the expensive spirit and a waste of shame. The speaker says sex is perjured, murderous, bloody, full of blame. That's a quote, but it doesn't really explain how that quote fits into the larger argument the speaker in that sonnet is making. And as so many of you said in the discussion so eloquently, the speaker is talking about the before, during, and after of lust, right? And when he talks about lust being perjured, murderous, bloody, full of blame, he says till action, lust is perjured, murderous, bloody, full of blame. So when we're trying to have sex, we'll lie, we'll murder, we'll do anything. And so So you might just give a little bit more context before it, before that quote as well. The speaker says, when we are pursuing sex, our behavior can be perjured, murderous, bloody, full of blame. So it's a really slight adjustment, but it makes um, your quotation so much more effective. um Sometimes I talk about, your quotations in your essay are like little jewels, but like diamonds or rubies or whatever, jewels are always more brilliant and more beautiful when they're in a really beautiful setting. So you always want to think about how set up your quote, lead into it, give the quote, and then how you explain how the quote relates to your overall point in that section. So that's what I mean when I talk about explaining the context of your quotes in your essays. And if you need any more help with that, just let me know.